Alright, hey everybody, it is Tony and I am back. I have 4 TTMs for you on this Monday, and they all come from the city of brotherly love. Also known as, I just made this up, but the city of warmth and kindness and generosity. I'm just kidding. But they do have a great sandwich, whiz, without, over at Tony Luke's and not Pat or Gino's. Don't go to those places. Go somewhere else. Let's go to the first TTM, and it comes from George Culver. George Culver played the tail end of his career with the Phillies, threw a no-hitter in Philadelphia with the Cincinnati Reds, and I asked him in my letter, I said, what did you do to celebrate after the no-hitter? And he said, we tried to have a few beers after the game, but it didn't get over until after midnight, and by the time we got back to the hotel in Philly, all the bars were closed. He just said that he was blessed and lucky. He also did throw in those George Culver extras that he likes to throw in. It was 4 or 5 extra cards that he threw in, or photos. So very cool of him to throw in those cards. And it is on to my next TTM, and it comes from no-hitter Tommy Greene. Tommy Greene did his with the Phillies back in 1991. He walked 7 in Montreal that night, and he also struck out 10 expos. He said in an interview honoring the 30th anniversary of the no-hitter that he was actually named starter late. He was replacing somebody who had some back spasms, and he just went out there and fired and did the best that he could. And he said that the hardest hit ball off of him that day was the comebacker that he had for the 27th out. So which is pretty cool, just to go out there, wing it, and hope to do the best you can. And the best you can do that night was a no-hitter. So good on him for doing that. And then the next CTM comes from the ice, and it's Ken Linseman. Ken Linseman was a WHA player in his first year of professional hockey, and then he went to the NHL following the closure of the WHA, and where he spent several seasons. He had a Stanley Cup appearance in 1980 with the Flyers. The Flyers did not win the Stanley Cup that year, but he did win the Stanley Cup with those great early 80s Oilers teams. Just a solid all-around player. I did ask him what he did with the cup with his 24 hours with the cup. He didn't answer me. Oh, it's cool, but it would have been cool to find out what he did with the cup. I know when I went to Toronto in the Hockey Hall of Fame, I kissed the cup. I made out with that bad boy. And now it's on to my final TTM, and it comes back from the baseball diamond, and it is Charlie Manuel. Charlie Manuel, World Series winner in 2008, took the Phillies back to the World Series in 2009. Won over 1,000 games, but the most interesting thing that I found out about him, well, 2 things that I found out about him. He never won Manager of the Year, and he was also ejected 52 times. It is pretty crazy, because he spent last half of that career with replay, and he was still getting kicked out. Normally now that replay has come in, it's taken out of a lot of managerial arguments. But it's cool. Charlie Manuel, great manager with those Phillies teams. They were a great team there in the late 00s, and thought the Cubs were supposed to win the World Series in 08, but the Phillies did instead. That is all I have for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Be good to each other. Whiz without.